How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Dex Prime. This is Dividable, and today we'll be continuing our series where we go over every known Pokemon based off their Pokédex entry. Last episode, we started off things with one of the most well-known and beloved Pokemon, Bulbasaur. So you can guess who we'll be talking about now. That's right, it's Ivysaur, so let's get right into the video. Like Bulbasaur, Ivysaur is native to the Kanto region, typically found in sunny plain areas. It is a quadrupedal amphibian Pokemon with blue or green skin with dark scale-like patches all over its body. It has narrow red eyes, pointed cone-like ears with black insides, a snubbed nose, and a wide mouth with two fangs that hang out when closed. After evolving from Bulbasaur, Ivysaur's bulb on its back has started to bloom into a giant pink bud, with a small trunk surrounded by giant leaves that support it. Due to the weight of the bud, Ivysaur is no longer able to run, which increased the strength of its legs, making them sturdier. When the flower on Ivysaur's back is ready to bloom, it starts to give a very distinct, sweet-smelling aroma and will begin to swell. Nearing its evolution into Venusaur, Ivysaur will spend most of its time out in the sun, gathering nutritions to strengthen the budding flower as well as itself. Ivysaur will typically sleep through this process. The shiny variant for Ivysaur has a few more unique differences from its pre-evolution counterpart. Same as Bulbasaur, its skin goes from blue to green. However, that's where it ends. Shiny Ivysaur has yellow eyes instead of red, and the pink bud on his back also changes to bright yellow. In most generations of Ivysaur's deck entries, they all tend to alternate between mentioning it's gaining nutrition for the bud on its back, making it stronger. For example, exposure to sunlight adds to its strength. Sunlight also makes the bud on its back grow larger. From Generation 2 Gold and Silver, or as stated in Generation 4 Diamond and Pearl, when the bud on its back starts swelling, a sweet aroma wafts to indicate the flower's coming bloom. There is only one generation that gives explicit details on what the bud does to Ivysaur, and that's Generation 3 Ruby and Sapphire. The Dex entry states, there is a bud on this Pokemon's back. To support its weight, Ivysaur's legs and trunks grow thick and strong. If it starts spending more time lying in the sunlight, it's a sign that the bud will bloom into a large flower soon. Which gives us more information that most of the weight comes from the flower on its back, making it difficult for Ivysaur to run. This Dex entry is repeated once more in the 3DS remake Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Now it's time for some of Ivysaur's notable appearances within the anime. Pokemon Chronicles Episode 15, Putting Air Back in Aerodactyl. The episode begins with Professor Oak and Tracy getting on a boat to visit Gary, who is currently conducting a research study on Seda Island. When they arrive, an Aerodactyl comes rushing through the trees, surprising them. Aerodactyl flies off, and immediately after, Gary and Delia appear, chasing after it. Once they all meet, Gary takes them back to the lab, where he reveals his research on bringing old Pokemon fossils back to life, where they are also introduced to Crystal. During this time, we see Butch and Cassidy, members of Team Rocket, plotting to steal Aerodactyl for their own evil purposes. While searching for Aerodactyl, Oak, Gary, and others run into Farfetch, who leads them to the sleeping Pokemon. They attempt to capture it, however, it wakes up and attempts to fly away, where it gets caught in a net that was launched by Butch and Cassidy. A battle begins between Gary's Umbreon, Butch's Hitmontop, and Cassidy's Houndour. After a while, Crystal joins the battle by sending out her Ivysaur, and turns the tables by using Vine Whip on Hitmontop and Tackle on Houndour, allowing Gary's Umbreon to use Quick Attack and send them flying backwards. Crystal has Ivysaur use Solar Beam on Team Rocket and their Pokemon, which launches them higher into the air and breaks the net that Aerodactyl was stuck in, allowing it to finish off with Hyper Beam, sending them blasting off again. Pokemon Journeys, the series, Episode 3, Ivysaur's Mysterious Tower. In Vermilion City, after visiting Professor Cerise and receiving their Rotom phones, Ash and Go run into Officer Jenny, who is currently in the middle of rerouting traffic around a horde of Ivysaurs. She warns the boys that Team Rocket have been spotted in the area and to be on alert. Suddenly, their attention turns to an Ivysaur that is hitting his head against a wall. Ash attempts to help it up when suddenly it turns to tackle him. Go helps him to his, stating that they should leave it be. However, Ash disagrees. The Ivysaur turns back towards the wall, using Vine Whip to support itself and begins to scale the wall. Ash follows behind it and climbs the wall with ease. Once at the top, Ash notices a strange building that the Ivysaur are flocking to, with a sweet scent in the air. According to the Rotom phones, it's a new gym currently under construction, and it's being built on grasslands that the wild Ivysaurs would journey to in order to bask in sunlight and evolve. When they reach the site, they climb the scaffolding, following the Ivysaur to the top. Once there, they notice the Ivysaur resting in the sun, flowers blooming while absorbing sunlight. Ash suggests that they become like the Ivysaur and bask in the sunlight as well. Go reluctantly agrees, and the two begin laying down in the sun, and soon enjoy the relaxing feeling along with the Ivysaur. As they are about to evolve, Ivysaur along with some Bulbasaur are captured in a net. Team Rocket has entered the stage. After they recite their motto, Ash sends in Pikachu to use Iron Tail to free the captured Pokemon. Jesse and James send out Gyarados and Tyranitar to combat Ash's Pikachu, and the battle commences. Pikachu struggles fighting by itself, since Go doesn't have any Pokemon, and while the battle seems hopeless for Pikachu, the Ivysaurs step in, and with a combined group Solar Beam, they helped Ash and Pikachu in churning the tables. In a last-ditch effort, Gyarados and Tyranitar both charge up Hyper Beams and launch them at Pikachu. Ash orders Pikachu to use Thunderbolt, which successfully breaks through the Hyper Beam and sends Team Rocket blasting off again. After the battle, Ash and Go turn to witness the mass evolutions of Ivysaur and Bulbasaur. Once evolved, the newly Venusaurs send out their pollen, causing all the flowers in the area to bloom. A perfect end to a beautiful event. There are only 2 games that Ivysaur can be attained in its current evolution naturally. The first is in Generation 6 X and Y. Ivysaur can only be found in grass patches in the Friend Safari Zone found in Keelud City. You can get there after beating the Elite Four and talking to Professor Sycamore, who can be found at Lumio Station. The second is Gen 8 Sword and Shield. Ivysaur is one of the many possible max raid battles, so if you keep an eye out on the wild area news, or when you go through max raids, it shouldn't be too hard to find. Every other generation you can only get Ivysaur from trade or evolving from Bulbasaur. If you want to know how to get Bulbasaur in other video games, be sure to check out the first video that we have on our channel, the one talking about Bulbasaur. After evolving from Bulbasaur, Ivysaur has the same 2 abilities. Its first ability and what's likely to have is Overgrow. During battle, Overgrow increases the attack and special attack of a Pokemon by 50% when it uses Grass-type moves while it's below 1/3 of its maximum health. A good ability to have if you're in a pinch or lacking healing items. Ivysaur also has a hidden ability known as Chlorophyll. During battle, the effects of Chlorophyll allows the speed of a Pokemon to be doubled while in harsh sunlight. At 405 base stat points at level 1, Ivysaur has 60 HP, 62 attack, 63 defense, 80 special attack, 80 special defense, and 60 speed. At level 50 with proper IVs, EVs, and nature, its max stats can be 167 HP, 125 attack, 126 defense, 145 special attack, and 145 special defense, 123 speed. And finally at level 100, it'll have 324 HP, 245 attack, 247 defense, 284 special attack, 284 special defense, 240 speed. Like Bulbasaur, the most effective build for Ivysaur would be the Sunsweeper build. This build is designed to take advantage of Ivysaur's hidden ability while under sunlight to output as much damage as possible to your opponents. The moveset for this build consists of Growth, Sludge Bomb, any other grass type moves, but preferably Giga Drain or Solar Beam. Any other moves of a player's choosing, however I would recommend Weather Ball due to its ability to change typing in weather. In turn, during harsh sunlight, making a fire type move which is not only has damage boosted by 50%, but also gives you a counter against ice type Pokemon who are all potential threats. To achieve the best results for the build, you'll need to make sure Ivysaur is holding an Eviolite, has either timid or modest nature, its hidden ability is Chlorophyll, maxed EVs for special attack and speed, and 0 IV for attack. Now for TCG cards, we'll be going over the top 3 current Ivysaur cards on the market. At number 1, the card that we have is the 2000 top Chrome Pokemon Series 1 Techno Ivysaur number 2 at a PSA 10 Gem Mint. The current market value for this card is roughly $9,000 to $1,000. At number 2, the 1999 Pokemon base set Shadowless First Edition Ivysaur number 30 with a PSA 10 Gem Mint. The current market value for this card is roughly between $800 to $900. And finally at number 3 is the 1997 Pokemon Japanese Tommy Scratch Cards Unscratched Ivysaur number 2. With a PSA 9 mint, a current market price would roughly be between $400 and $500. Finally, I would like to thank all the listed sites that were used to find all the information given in this video. A lot of effort was put into them, and if there's anything that you want to know that wasn't mentioned in this video, whether it's general information, competitive strategies, or anything else that you would need, I will put a link in the description and recommend you paying them a visit. Thank you for everyone who watched this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as we'll be posting a video every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And before you know it, we'll be discussing one of your favorite Pokemon. Until then, this is Dividable of Dex Prime, signing off.